I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out.
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good. Van Tippen has won the ball game. Alabama has beaten Auburn.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Welcome in to another edition of the Total Chad Sports Podcast. It is Chad Guathney. It is Coach Grizzle, whatever you want to call me. It is I, coming at you with number 95 on the list. Number 95. We are 5 away from number 100. I'm surprised that we've even made it this far. We keep saying that every time, but we realize that it's becoming a thing. It's actually happening. We're continuing to do it. We're continuing to fulfill a dream that I've always wanted to do, is to be able to talk sports and be able to game and be able to just talk whatever and just be able to compliment a chat in a great grouping of really family. As Vin Diesel likes to say. It's really family. It really is. It's like Olive Garden, your family. You know what I mean? This podcast wouldn't be what it is without you, without the chat, without the constant support in everything, social media-wise. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Straight Flex, and everything. Dude, look at this guy. Who am I talking about? The guy, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Head of Steel. We needed an applause button. We need like a cheering, woo, yeah, wow, yeah. Like, if YouTube wasn't such a stickler about using sounds, where we would just constantly hit the Ric Flair woo button, woo, like we just constantly just be doing that for him, or we would just be constantly applauding this man for who he is. Something's going on. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So make sure, not much, showing everybody where to follow us on the TikToks, on the Twitch, on the YouTubes. Of course, there's my shirt from my run. Yes, I ran a 10K. It was honestly ridiculous. But see this man right here? Joshua Rath, Staff Sergeant. That's the guy I was running for. It's for Gold Star families that literally have a loved one that served and passed away in the line of duty. It's more about that. It's not about personal records. I did finish it in like an hour and 12 minutes, which isn't terrible for a guy that ran literally 3 days ago before that. I know, right? We'll just have to do that. Woo! Woo! And then we'll just clip it. Then we'll just get that back. That's me trying to go to a Trash Pandas game. It's absolutely beautiful outside. I'm doing a show early because it was raining earlier. And I told myself, I was like, oh, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to take the dog out right now. She can wait. She's going to wait. I'll take her after the podcast because the bird is the bird. Bird of the word right there. Just passed out on the bed. She doesn't care. So I'll take her out when we get done. So you can listen to this I'll rewatch this podcast. You can watch, listen, whatever, while you're taking your dog out, while you're taking the trash out, while you're just enjoying the beautiful weather that's outside. That literally, for some reason, the Trash Pandas game is postponed today. So hence the funny gif and me trying to get love from the Trash Pandas. I saw some guy let's see who it was. Some dude. Oh, it was Chadwick Trump. He was playing for your boys, Norfolk. He was playing for the Admirals, or whatever they're called. The Tide. The Crimson Tide. Let's see here. Make sure you follow us at Coach Grizzle, at Coach Grizzle TV, at Guathny Chad. You can find us pretty much everywhere. HCFC got a win 2-1 over Toronto, up in Toronto. Check about this, though. Got signed by the Sea Devils in the European League of Football. Talia Tagovailoa. Christian Moore over here. You can't bank on his name anymore. You can't make that money. You can't do every promotional every time you go to Knoxville and every time he's back at home. So he's gonna be on the Angels pretty soon. How many second basemen do the Angels need too? By the way, they keep calling up all these infielders. They're just gonna move guys around. Acuna's back. You already know that. We've been waiting to talk about that. Hit a home run his very first at bat, very first pitch. Ridiculous. We got more to talk about throughout the day. We've got so much more to talk about throughout the day. We've got some reaction to a lot of stuff that's gone on around the sports world about how Greg Sankey's about to take the SEC away from the NCAA. About how, of course, we haven't really talked about it too much. The playoff committee, that was a few days ago. We didn't talk about that really. Actually, I think that was about as many days ago. I think it happened that day or the day after we had a podcast. And about expanding the college football playoff. I think we talked about it a little bit. About how the Big 12 and the ACC is going to get 2 bids. Big 10, SEC could get 4. How it could kind of screw up everything. How it can honestly, nobody really likes it too. Some of the lesser conferences obviously don't like it because it doesn't favor them. But it doesn't matter. We don't care. We're just going to call it NFL 2 and just have Big 10 and SEC teams every year. What up, Rick Shade? Welcome. Speaking of fam, Fix fam, and Mix fam, Mixer fam. Talk about Mixer fam. Talk about Mixer reunions. Talk about, I still have the app on my phone. I haven't deleted it. I still have the app on my phone. You can't do anything, but I still have it. And I still have those credit cards they gave us. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. And not the band. Spencer Strider on the hill tonight. Quads is on the mound. Quadzilla's on the mound. He's ready to, whenever you watch this, hopefully they've won. Hopefully they'll get within 1 of 500. Figure it out, Braves. Figure it out. Mixer was fun, man. Seriously. Talk about nostalgia. Mixer was fun. I had one of those memories pop up on Facebook, and it was talking about all of my followers on Mixer or whatever. It was cool for a while. And then they paid 2 gigantic streamers way too much money, and then it went downhill after that. And then a bunch of people were just weird. The community was just the people that created the community was just it was a bunch of bunch of predators. I like watching him hit. You know what I noticed though too? When he throws the ball, he still zings, he still has got some pop when he throws. But when he's rearing back to throw, you can kind of tell that he has to take a minute to kind of it takes him a second to rear and throw. I feel like he's still kind of nervous about his knee. Which, I mean, like, I would be too. But, honestly, like, you see him, like, when you see him try to throw a ball from the outfield, like, you can kind of see him, like, he has to kind of, like, more, like, it's not kind of, like, careless, like, pop, go. It's more, like, figure it out, plant, throw it as hard as I can. Try to get it there. It's like, yeah, oh, yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, I haven't torn my ACL, but I have torn my MCL, and I feel like I've re-injured it as I've gotten older, obviously, being dumb. Especially running a 10K not too long ago. Like, literally a day ago, yesterday morning. So that's the reason why I thought about podcasting. I thought about doing a podcast. And the reason why I didn't was because I sat here and did the cotton row. Now, this shirt is from like a couple years ago, but the one I had was tan. But I literally I don't know why. It's a great cause. It's a great run. But I don't know why anybody would pay to hurt yourself like that. This giant hill is the worst part. I should have videotaped it. I should have recorded it. I'll try to do it next year. Oh my goodness. The hill is the worst part. It's 3 miles in and you got to go up the hill. Actually, when you get to the top of the hill and you run about 15, 20 yards down the road, that's when it's 3 miles. You don't realize where exactly like it is. And they didn't change much since last year. We still went the same route. I wish they would change it just a slight bit. Like just where you go left down a road and then right down a road and then left. Like, but it's the same. It's always the same route. I'm going to tell you right now. Alabama has mountains. Okay? And they may not be the biggest mountains in the world. Okay? They're not like everybody else's mountains. But they have mountains. And when you get to the backside of that hill, because most of the run is a hill. And when you get to the backside of the hill where this huge hill is that you have to go up, you're in the mountainous area where you're going slightly up of an incline already. So you're already above sea level. Now I've gone camping and I've gone hiking and kayaking in Colorado. Now granted we didn't go like super high up, but it was still anything I've ever been in Alabama, obviously. I literally, like, when I got back to the car, and I'm still feeling it, like, right now. I was feeling it earlier today. I've kind of slowly stretched it and I've walked on it, and it's gotten better throughout the day. But my right calf is just, like, on fire right now. I feel like it was like I could not walk when I got done with that run. It was miserable. Did I put it? I don't think I put it on here. I don't think I put the run on here. Let me see if I have it on. I think I may have put it on Facebook. Let's see. Let's see here. I know I've retweeted a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, so here it is. This is like, I'll have to find like, there's the run. I feel like there was less people than the year before though. Like for the 10K. Maybe there was more overall, but I feel like I was further back last year and when I took this photo and it just seemed like there was more people. And that's me after I died. Look at all that gray. I about passed out. I actually, it really wasn't that bad. And be honest with you, so I told like some people that I know and some wrestlers on the wrestling team that I was going to do it. So one of the wrestlers wanted to run with me too. Well, I told him, obviously, I'm going to be further behind you. Like, don't worry. Like, just finish the race and don't worry about me. This kid did it in 41 minutes. Okay? Somebody did this damn race in like 26 minutes. There was another kid in high school that did it in 36 minutes. This is a 10K. I worked the day, like on Saturday, I worked a running lane event. Kids from all over the state. 2 kids broke a 1 mile record time. Had like sub 4 mile times. Like got 1 and 2. So the guy won, the guy got second, but still both broke records, both of them. And then on the girls' side, like somebody broke like a sub 4, had like a sub 4 run, like mile run. Like I couldn't, you know what my mile time was? And I don't even run. It was 11 something, 11 some change. Because you have to, like, you get up on that hill, you get that hill, and it's like a slight uphill, like up incline. You get on that hill, and you get to the top, and you're like, oh God, like I have to calm down, I have to breathe, I gotta keep running, I gotta keep walking, but I can't run right now. You know, like my legs feel like jelly, like it feels like crap. And so like there was a couple times, obviously, you know, I would slow down and walk and keep walking fast or whatever. I feel like if I go back to when I was 27 and like next year this time, try to do it for once. If I do it now, where I start this race, I actually run, prepare myself, everything like that. I don't see a problem where I couldn't still get in like the mid 8s, 8 something. Because when I was 27, I had it at 8:24, and that was without running, trying to get back in shape, just trying to run again. This time right here, I did it in 1 hour and 12 minutes. Okay, I ran 3 days before this race. Okay, that was my training. 3 days before this race. And I felt like crap. I felt like absolute crap. Don't look at that photo and say that he feels great. He feels like crap. His calf hurts, and it was awful. I still got through it, though. Let's see here. So we talked about that. We talked about what Greg Sankey said. These critics are all over the place. If you actually go back and do the research, the kind of format could cost us positions depending on the number of teams. Talking on expanding to 16 teams. The argument generally comes from the ACC and the Big 12, who are projected to get just 2 bids each, half of what the SEC and Big 10 are expected to receive in a new expanded postseason. If the plan goes ahead, said, of course, other coaches that don't like it, but it's like, we don't really care because Miami, you're not really going to do a damn thing. Who cares, Mario Cristobal, what you have to say? It says that the proposal violates the basic tenets of football itself. While most of the best teams in college football may reside in the SEC and the Big Ten in a given season, opinion from outside those conferences feels the question should be answered on the field before any playoff positions are handed out. Just play like a play-in. Like, just do this. You want fun? Because we keep talking about all these scenarios. They already just keep making it up as they go. They put the wrong teams in there that they know that if this was the NFL, they would put the right teams in there. So, like, Indiana's of the world would not be in there. Alabama would have been in there. Okay, SMU wouldn't have been in there. Okay, those types of teams wouldn't have been in there. Just you want to do 16, because really, and Greg Sankey even said it himself at the spring meetings that it's like, even you cut it in half. Even if it's 8, you've got half of them in there that are going to be in there playing for the title. You got all this SEC dominance. Why not? Why not break away from the NCAA? Why not do your own thing? I think also it's kind of like a crybaby move. It's kind of like a crybaby thing where it's like, yeah, they're dominating, but it's like these teams are getting better because of NIL, and these teams are getting better because they can pay. And it's like, you got to keep up. Why can't you keep up? Why don't you just keep up? Why don't you just do it the right way? But then you kind of look at how really the SEC has been kind of carrying the weight for that kind of situation, leading in pretty much everything, winning in basketball, having like what was it, 14 teams make it in basketball, or 13 teams make it in basketball. You had 13 teams make it in the SEC baseball tournament, which we were going to talk about that later. 8 of them are hosting. 8 of the SEC teams are hosting. 13 of them made the tournament. And he said it in the conference as well, in the press conference as well. In softball, you've got 5 out of the 8 teams that are in the super regionals are SEC teams, or the World Series. I'm sorry, are SEC teams. Now they're gonna sit there and pick each other apart, but they're SEC. There's literally 5 of the 8 are SEC teams. Granted, Oklahoma's one of them. I think, who else are we missing from that? We're missing Texas. You got Florida versus Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, and Oregon versus UCLA. Which UCLA and Oregon are 2 Big Ten teams, right? Big Ten dominance, right? If Oregon and UCLA wins, because it's Pac-12 was always good at softball and baseball. And now it seems like it's been more of an SEC dominant kind of thing. But Oklahoma's been very dominant as well. But they've been dominant in the Big 12. Let's see if they dominate for the SEC. Baseball, same difference. You've got so many different teams. You got Vandy hosting. You've got Auburn hosting, Texas hosting, Ole Miss, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Arkansas, all hosting. You got Kentucky, who's in the Clemson Regional. You've got, Alabama is in the Southern Miss Regional. Florida's in the Conway Regional and Coastal. Oklahoma's in the Chapel Hill. See, Alabama's in the Hattiesburg Regional, of course. Mississippi State is in the Tallahassee Regional. It's gonna be a fun one. What was it? Where's Georgia Tech at? Which one are they in again? They're in I think they're in Ole Miss's. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, Ole Miss is gonna have a problem. Western Kentucky's not a bad baseball team too. This is gonna be a fun regional right here, with Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Murray State, and Western Kentucky. I think these two are going to obviously meet each other in the final. But Georgia Tech's going to be a problem. Georgia Tech's going to be a real big problem. I feel like they should be hosting, to be honest with you. Let's see here. Picks to win. You got some picks to win if you want to bet. You got the best bets to win at plus 900. You got Texas. You got Arkansas number 2. Vandy at number 3. Tennessee, SEC in the top 4 to win it all. Florida State, then Georgia. Long shots, you got the Northeastern Huskies at plus 7,500. And you also have the Alabama Crimson Tide at plus 7,500. I don't think I wouldn't be bad to put some money on them, to be honest with you, but I don't think Alabama's going to be getting tough getting out of that regional. Southern Miss is a really good team, and to be hosting, that's going to be an issue. So, I don't have any calls because really when I called the SEC tournament, I called for Vandy to lose to Arkansas, and Arkansas didn't even make it. So and then I did have Vandy beating Tennessee to get there, though. I just didn't have Vandy winning at all. That was the only crazy thing about it. Let's see here. see. When you talk about it, it'll be today, tomorrow, yesterday, whatever. The Braves play the Phillies, of course. I said that. You got Spencer Strider, Quadzilla, against Ranger Suarez tonight. So that's going to be a lot of fun tonight, tomorrow, yesterday, whenever. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's on TBS. But I think it's also on – I hope it's on FanDuel. I think it's on FanDuel too. It better be on FanDuel. If not, I got to go find somewhere to watch it. Because it comes on, like, literally when we're done with this podcast. Or it'll be done, obviously. It'll be after this podcast. Whenever you watch or listen or whatever you do to this podcast, it's okay. There's a lot of other games tonight. Dodgers and Guardians, Cardinals and Orioles, Giants and Tigers, Braves, Phillies, Twins, Rays, White Sox, Mets, Red Sox, Brewers, Reds, Royals, Rockies, Cubs, Blue Jays, Rangers, Athletics, Astros, Yankees, Angels, Marlins, Padres, Pirates, Diamondbacks, and Nationals, Mariners. Speaking of the Rockies, I think that was true. I think that was a hoax. Was that? I think so. I think my boy. I think he's gone now. I think he went off to reportedly close to signing Orlando Arcia. So the Rockies are reportedly adding Orlando Arcia to the roster. So it was fun while it lasted. It was pretty fun to be able to watch him play as Atlanta Brave. Got to watch him play as a Biloxi Shucker / Huntsville Star. So it says that he's going to be. So that kind of stinks. I like seeing him, but you could kind of see the writing on the wall. I mean, Nick Allen has kind of pretty much taken that position. There could be some help along the way, too. I think it's just kind of what you kind of saw, what you kind of expected. That bat, Nick Allen's bat and his defense, even though he's had a couple of costly errors, is just way better than having to deal. Even though Orlando Arcia, see, that's the thing, like, he's a great club guy or the clubhouse guy, because, like, he speaks the language. He's really cool with everybody in the outfield. Like, he's just that kind of guy. And he's just been naturally a good teammate. Yeah, he turns around and he talks to fans and all that kind of thing too. But, I mean, like, I think in itself, like, he's still a kid at heart and he's just having fun and he's just really just being himself. And I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm glad for what he's done for the Atlanta Braves himself. He's won a title. So, I mean, you can sit here and you can get mad at him all you want, but he was an all-star last year or 2 years ago. He was an all-star 2 years ago. All right? He has one all-star appearance and he's got a ring. So, he's been doing all right for himself. He got to play for two teams that I honestly just appreciate my entire life, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. And now he's going to go play for the Rockies. And that's another team that that's a third team. When I say I appreciate the Colorado Rockies. Like, I would love to see a game in Colorado. Are you kidding me? I've talked about this with friends. I think I've said this on podcasts before. If I wasn't a Braves fan, I would be a Colorado Rockies fan. That's not a joke. I don't think I'd be a Brewers fan or an Oakland A's fan because of the ties with the Huntsville Stars. And I don't think I could ever be an Angels fan. I do pull for them. I respect the hell out of them. I love seeing what they're going to do. I mean, Trash Pandas West is fun to watch. You get to see it here. You literally get to see the majority of the guys that you're seeing right in front of you. It's crazy how often you didn't pay attention to that as a kid. Obviously, you enjoyed it. You remember the guys the big name guys, and you remember guys that are coming over and playing for the Brewers or the Athletics. But it's like you sit here and like I'll be sitting there and just watching a game, and it's like half the roster is from literally Rocket City. You got to watch them for 2 years or 3 years or a year, or maybe just a year and a half, and boom, they're already there, or a year, and boom, they're already in the pros, and you watch those guys in your backyard. So, I mean, that's the same thing with Orlando Arcia. Like, I appreciate the crap out of him because I got to watch him play shortstop. Just literally, it's a soccer field now. There's no baseball field where he played shortstop at. Now, where he plays shortstop at is like the center, is like literally the center of the soccer field, is the midfield line. So, I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. I'm sure the Rockies appreciate that too. I'm sure they don't really care either way because they're just making money hand over foot and they're not doing anything with it and they're not spending any money either. So at the end of the day, good for them. You know what? Good stuff. Good stuff there, Rockies, because you got a good one. You're going to have a good clubhouse guy. Hopefully he'll just have fun. It'll just be nice and just be like a really good teammate to everybody. So let's see. We got to have On This Day ready up for On This Day in History. Let's see here. Let's see. What else do we talk about? Kirk Cousins wasn't at for the start of Falcons OTAs. Raheem Morris said he just didn't see him. You also had the likes of Kyle Pitts, Ray McLeod, Caleb McGarry, and Morgan Fox, who also weren't at practice as well. Who knows what this is about? Zach Robinson said he's been there for a few practices and a few stuff throughout. This is voluntary. It doesn't really have to be there. This isn't Aaron Rodgers over here, like making like cryptic remarks saying that he might be going to the Pittsburgh Steelers and all this stuff. Like, this isn't like, where it's like he needs to go on a trip. He's like going on a trip before he goes somewhere. I kind of hate it, to be honest with you, that the Falcons are just kind of holding on to him, but they also don't want to pay him. You know what I mean? Like, if they release him, they have to pay him. If they trade him, someone's got to take that money, and no one's going to take that money. He's got $27.5 million this year if he's released. He's got a $10 million roster bonus in 2026, and someone's got to pay for it too. So I can see why they're just trying to stay cheap and just they're trying to ride Michael Penix Jr., and I get that. But it's just kind of weird that they're just kind of like turning their back now on somebody that they're okay with. They're saying they're okay with being the backup. So I don't know how I feel about this situation. I kind of feel bad for Kirk Cousins because I feel like you're getting shafted here. He's getting shafted in a way. And it just kind of sucks to see what. I just hope it's not still an issue and a problem throughout the season. Because I feel like they've built so much on defense. The Falcons have built so much now on defense that if they can finally figure it out on offense, that it should start working. It start figuring it out. And with all the issues and everything that's going around the NFC South, this is like, we're talking about this for the last 4 years now. The Falcons should have a chance to win the division, make the playoffs, win a playoff game, and make some noise. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll not like Head of Steel says. I'll hold my breath. Head of Steel likes to say that a lot, especially when it comes to streaming and doing other things. What are my thoughts on basketball? Who cares? You got the Knicks and the Pacers tonight, today, tomorrow, yesterday, whenever you talk about this. The Pacers are up 2-1. They're at home. I could see them going up 3-1. If they can kind of Halliburton is the guy. And you literally know nobody on that roster. But I can see where we're going to get to the point where we're going to have we're literally having a mini market finals. I mean, you're going to have literally Indiana. Because I don't think the Knicks are going to win. And I think you're going to have the Pacers versus the Thunder, and it's going to be a very small market. You got to love basketball. Like all of Indiana is going to show up for Indiana, don't get me wrong. But it's funny because it's like the same thing with Oklahoma City where, like, if they're good, they're going to show up. These fans came out of the woodwork again. It's like Golden State. Golden State fans will come out of the woodwork again once they start being good again. It's like Atlanta fans. These tickets are dirt cheap right now. They start getting good again, these tickets are going to be expensive as hell. It's going to be ridiculous trying to get to a game. It's like the Braves. The better games obviously are more expensive, but when they're better too, they cost more. And people come out of the woodwork just like the Hawks for their basketball team. The Pacers, same difference. OKC, same thing. They're only there because they're good again. They haven't been loyal fans. They haven't been saying, oh, this is going to be our year every year. No. OKC is banking on a bunch of, like, basically doing the same thing that the Sixers did. Just kept losing all the time, getting good picks and picking really well. Getting all these first-round picks because you're trading people away and you're getting stuff for them. Thanks, Kevin Durant. Thanks, Russell Westbrook. Thanks, all these guys. Harden. You had all these great players. And now you've got a bunch of young guns, a bunch of young good uns playing really good basketball and could win a title in a city that, like, all these greats, all these guys that are going to be, by the way, all of these basketball players that are going to be, quote, Hall of Fame players, you're going to have, like, 3 young guys that are going to, like, go in there and possibly win a title, like, barely 5 years into the league. I mean, it could truly happen. Same thing with Indiana. You got all these young guns. You got all these no-name players. And they're going to somehow come into this game and somehow win a title? We shall see. The Thunder are up 3-1. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP. If they win this whole thing, he should be the MVP, obviously, of the finals. They got to finish them out right here. They're at home tomorrow, today, yesterday, whenever. They play the Timberwolves. They can finish them out right here. Let's see here. We had Pacers Thunder. We had Thunder as one of the teams. We did not have Pacers, or we did not have the Knicks. We definitely had either Boston or Cleveland. And I think I said Boston. That would have been a really good game to have in the finals too, though. Boston and OKC. That would have been a much better one than, obviously, all these other teams. Thunder and the Timberwolves in the West against Pacers and Knicks in the East. The only reason the East is such a good one is because if the Knicks have a chance, obviously their crazy-ass fan base is going to come out the woodwork. They already have now. Now they're eating crow. They're eating their own words now. Figuring it out now. It's like, hey, you better keep your mouth shut. Just watch this game. You thought you had it in the bag. You thought you were going to win. The curse of Reggie Miller, the ghost of Reggie Miller, God rest his soul, going to make the Knicks choke again. I'm just kidding. He's not dead. It's kind of like a Wade Boggs situation. God rest his soul. Rest in peace, Wade Boggs. He's not dead. He's like he had his birthday not too long ago. We were on a podcast. We talked about it. It was like Wade Boggs' birthday. We talked about that. I forgot how old he was already. 58? I can't remember. Let's look that up. Wade Boggs. Did we say 58? What did we say? I feel like we went too old. 66. Went too young. Because I think when that episode came out, that was like 5 years ago. No, I think that was actually like 18 or 19. That might have been 7 years ago. Because it was like he's 57 years old or 58 years old. He lives in Sarasota, Florida. I don't think he lives in Sarasota, Florida, though. I couldn't tell you, though, if he does or not. Because I'm not gonna go back and look at that again. Wasn't it? Was it yesterday or was it yesterday? Today, Ray Stevenson's birthday. Maybe we'll find it on this day. I thought we already talked about Ray Stevenson's birthday, or has it been like that long? Like I swear we talked. Like someone posted something about it. And it was like on this day, and I thought it was today or yesterday, and it was Ray Stevenson's birthday. And let's see, hold on. I swear we already talked about him. Nope, 25th. It was 2 days ago. He was born 2 days ago. But we didn't do a podcast 2 days ago. That's the thing that's confusing. We didn't talk about that. You know what we don't talk about? The hockey. We don't talk about that enough. How about my Stars? How are we doing? Edmonton up 2-1. Axios. Go Oilers, baby. I was behind them the whole way. The Stars are down 2-1. Florida is up 3-1. I said multiple times that this might be Hurricanes. This might be the Hurricanes' year. It is clearly not. I think today, tomorrow, yesterday, whenever you watch this podcast, whatever, because the game is on Wednesday, May 28th, the Panthers are probably going to beat the Hurricanes, and they're probably going to be put out again. They've been put out by Florida in 2023. They got swept. I think they got swept 2 other years before that. They're pretty bad. Hey, there's some choke artists. Stars and Oilers should be a good series. That's tonight, today, yesterday. I got the Stars, Axios, if you're listening, watching, listening, whatever, over your beloved Oilers. Give me the Stars away. We'll see. I doubt it. Looking around the flip-flopping because we're getting to on this day in history. We didn't finish up talking about what the standings around the MLB look like right now, too. Braves at 25-27, playing the best team in baseball. I mean, other than the Tigers, not named the Tigers or the Yankees. Phillies, the best team in the NL anyway, taking on the Braves. This will be fun at the Phillies. Let's see here. We already know what that really looks like. Let's look at this full schedule. We're not looking at that. We're looking at full schedule. All right, so let's see here. Not a fan. Hopefully Oilers pull it out. I'll take you on that bet. 3 games against Philly at Philly. Then you get at home at Boston and Arizona. You're able to take 2 out of 3 from Boston. Do it at home. There's going to be a shitload of Boston fans at this game. I just friggin' know it. I kind of want to go to that Sunday 12:35 game. It's going to be really expensive. But that Strider and Bueller, that's going to be a really good game. Bueller's going to be talking shit. Better have some good calls. It's going to be a really good game. You got Arizona. And then you go away to San Francisco and then Milwaukee. See, it looks like I'm going to have to maybe go to that Colorado series after all. I may have to end up doing that. Because I kind of want to go. If I do go, I want to go to this Boston 3:10 game. Schwellenbach and Dobbins. But Strider and Bueller on Sunday at 12:35. We'll think about that. We'll definitely think about that. Take 2 out of 3. Take 2 out of 3. Sweep. So if you take 2 out of 3, you'll be, what, even? Yeah. 2 out of 3, you're even. No, 2 out of 3, you'll be 1 down. Then 2 out of 3, you'll be 1 up. Sweep them. Could be 4 up. It's a chance. It's a good chance. Does that make sense? Take 2 out of 3 here, right? They're at 25 and 27. So that's 27 and 28. You take 2 out of 3 here. That's 29 and 28. So you're 1 up. And then you take 3 here from Arizona. And then you're 32 and 29. Or, yeah. No, 32 and 28. It could be 32 and 28. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to look at this real quick. Hold on. Let's look at their 21 schedule. I always like going back and seeing this. Going back to the schedule and results for 2021. We are at... What are we at? How many games in? The Braves are 25 and 27. That's 52 games. Okay. Right? Let's see here. The Braves at 52 games. When they won the title. When they won the World Series. Braves win-loss record at 52 games. Could it happen? You had Fried, Elder, and you had a bunch of bums carrying this roster early in this series. Right now, you have everybody back that you need. And you still have Elder, by the way. I think Elder could do better than Schwellenbach has. That's just me. That's just me talking. But I'm also on the Bryce Elder bandwagon. But do you see this right here? 25 and 27. And ended up losing the 53rd game. So you were down 25 and 28. You played Washington in a 4-game series. But you lost when lost. So you lost 2 out of 3. So let's say they lost 2 out of 3 from there. Then you were somehow able... You lost 4 in a row. And still, the Braves were under 500. And were not 500, obviously, until the All-Star break. Actually, they were 44 and 45 at the All-Star break. That's what I remember now. That's what they were at. Because, see, there's the gap. June 11th or July 11th to July 16th. They were at 44 and 45 at the All-Star break. And still won the World Series. So, relax, people. This is a great clip. We're going to clip this. Oh, this is a great clip to talk about. The Braves were at 25 and 27 in 2021 when they won the World Series. Calm down. Stop trying to get Brian Snitker fired. Quit trying to say that they can't figure it out in the bullpen. The bullpen has been honestly really good. You kind of want them to be really good. You don't want them to be really good early and then suck later. So hopefully they consistently can be good. The bats have to be consistently good. They're not consistently good right now. Ronald Acuna coming back, is a huge help. But everybody just needs to relax right now. All right? When you're able to win the World Series, at 52 games, you're at 25 and 27. You're at 25 and 27 right now. I think they were third. I'd have to go back and look at that schedule. Where were they at that moment? They were second. 4 games back. What are they at right now? I'm going to put the standings up. Hold on. What are they right now? 8.5? 8.5 games. You know, the Mets are only 1.5 sitting at second. But Braves, four games back, 25-27. Could still sneak into the playoffs and be a problem. And just be an absolute problem for teams. So we shall see. I thought that was honestly a good take. I don't know about you. I don't know about you if that was good. I thought that was great to kind of end on. To explain. We've kind of talked about everything. We haven't really talked about the trashy pandas. We did need to talk a little bit about them before we get into On This Day in History, because on this day, tomorrow, today, yesterday, whenever, is Dog Night. We talked about them a little bit earlier because we're talking about how literally the sun is coming through right now. It's beautiful outside, but it was too wet to play. It was too wet to play today, so it's doubleheader on Thursday. Apparently, I'm not a media person, but I still get the emails. So thank you. But Dog Night tomorrow. So Lady Bird and I are going to Dog Night. Dog Night. Lady Bird. She's like, dude, hurry up with this podcast. Hurry up so we can go on a walk. We're going, Lady Bird. Oh my gosh, what? Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to see you. Hello. Hello, gorgeous. We're going in a little bit. We're going in just a few minutes. We have to finish up with On This Day. Okay? Thank you. All right, so like we said, let's go to On This Day. Shut your mouth over there! She's over here whining. Quit whining. We're talking about On This Day in History, dang it. We didn't even switch it over. In 308 AD, obviously. I think, maybe. I don't know. Marcellus I begins his reign as Catholic Pope, serving until his death in 309. Now he's a dude from Chicago. 669, Greek scholar and new Archbishop of Canterbury, Theodore of Tarsus, arrives in Canterbury with North African abbot Hadrian. In 927, the Battle of Bosnian Highlands, Simeon I of Bulgaria defeated by King Tomislav of Croatia. 1120, Richard III of Capua is anointed as prince 2 weeks before his untimely death. King John in 1199, John crowned King of England after the death of his brother Richard I. You know what's crazy? Let's go a little bit down a history. Well, how you had at the same time in the same realm of people, you had Richard the Lionheart, you had the dude from France, you had Frederick Barbarossa, you had Genghis Khan was 30 at the time. You had, I was trying to think of the other one. Oh, Saladin. You had Saladin, and then you also had Baldwin IV. All of these, known people, all of these historically great people in their own realm, in their own right, in their own stuff that they've done in the past, from the past. All of these people lived at the same time. And ended up fighting with each other, fighting against each other, or at one time conversed with each other, respected each other, all these types of things. I mean, Richard the Lionheart sat there and just pillaged and dominated Saladin the entire time. Goes back home, fights France, fights the guy that he ended up allying with, by the way, and then, gets shot in the neck with an arrow from some kid. It's crazy. But you had all of these people, all of these historic people. Even Genghis Khan, which Genghis Khan really in itself wasn't really big until after all of that. But the fact that you have him in his probably late 20s, early 30s at the time of the reign of Richard the Lionheart, Saladin, Frederick Barbarossa, which Frederick Barbarossa died very shortly. Like I said, all of these people And, like, even Baldwin the Fourth. Like, you had all these people living around at the same time. What a time to be alive. No, because you would have just been crusading and fighting people based off of your religious beliefs. And realistically, it was just about taking more land for whatever you felt was your claim. When at the end of the day, like, all of these, like, it's just hilarious that, like, all of these people, including France and England, for the longest time, France and England all kind of came from each other. They all kind of, like, married into the same family. They either ruled each other, took over certain areas, and then claimed it for themselves. And then it was like they were, like, true, like, their true nationality was there, but it was like basically on foreign soil. Like, they all were related. They were always related in some sort of fashion. And yet they fought each other for many years. So you had all these crusades, especially during that time. You had all these unnecessary crusades. Like, half the time, Baldwin was just making sure Reynald wasn't going around killing people. But the thing was, the Muslims were doing the same thing. So, like, at the end of the day, like, people were doing bad things. The rulers were the only people that were actually smart. Like, that's the reason why, like, Kingdom of Heaven, the movie Kingdom of Heaven, is really it's really a great movie. Because it shows the respect between the two rulers. But when it came to, like, hey, we gotta get our gloves up, we gotta fight. It's like, all right, we gotta do this. It's like, all right, we can't be doing this. But it's like, you go around, like Reynald, if you go read what Reynald really did, where, before the Battle of Hatton, where he was, like, going around killing people, like, not giving them safe passage and all this kind of stuff, like, during, like, these trade routes and stuff. And then he just basically gets embarrassed because you're gonna push an army all the way out in the middle of a desert without any water source. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? But the fact that you just get you put it to an end, basically, and the way that the common leaders respected each other, the main leaders respected each other, was, like, huge. I mean, it was just that was the thing. That's why I enjoy that movie a lot. I'm a stupid nerd, so I like watching stupid movies like that. Like, I watch for historical aspect of it. I get it. Not all these movies are historically accurate, obviously, and then people just make stuff up throughout a lot of it. But a lot of the backstory is actually really fun to kind of read up on and kind of watch. And that's the reason why I credit History Marsh all the time for a lot of those battles too, because you can watch a whole series on Richard the Lionheart. So there's, like, a whole series on Richard the Lionheart. There's a series on Saladin. There's a series on Genghis Khan. I mean, there's plenty of, like, great series. I think also Kings and Generals is another great one that I watch. So if you're into those types of things, you can kind of watch those. I'm going back and watching right now. I'm watching Rome. I like watching good HBO shows, old good HBO shows, or I'm sorry, Max, whatever you want to call it. All right. See here. We're not gonna go crazy long on this. Let's see here, because we're coming up on an hour, and we're gonna try to keep it crazy short because we've got stuff to do, and we have to take the bird out for a walk. She's waiting. Look at her, waiting. In 1644, Battle of Shanhai Pass, Li Shizhing's Shizhing army defeated by combined Ming and Manchu force. Habeas Corpus Act passes in England, strengthening a person's right to challenge unlawful arrest and imprisonment in 1679. Salem witch trials in 1692. William Phipps, governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony, authorizes a special court of or and terminer to hear and determine to administer Salem witch trials. St. Petersburg is founded in 1703. St. Petersburg and Leningrad is founded by Russian Tsar Peter the Great. Peter the Great, another. Have you ever seen Catherine the Great or The Great or what? I think it's called The Great. Great series. I like that. I think that's on Hulu. Pretty funny. Peter the Great too, and his like basically like his hatred for what was it, like Charles the 6th or 7th or whatever he was, the 12th, Charles the 12th for Sweden. Yeah, like I mean, like it was an actual rivalry. Like they really did not like each other, and they just constantly were trying to one up each other. And it's funny how in the show they kind of like make fun of that rivalry in a sense. Like it's actually a really good show talking about how like he like just Peter the Great in general, like about how he just basically just like it's just like Russia. It was just like, hey, we're just gonna send more people at you because we've got all of these dudes, we've got all of these people, we just got all this cannon fodder. We're gonna win this. We're gonna outlast you, or we're gonna make you suffer. Like literally, like just dominated. And it was a crazy thing that Sweden was such an empire, and how they were able to dominate so much, and how kind of like now it's like they're not like really at all. They're just kind of like they're kind of like the gold company in Game of Thrones. Like Sweden's like, we got this bank that's Swiss, but Sweden's like, hey, we got this land up here. I'll be coming around up here. We can occasionally fight for you. We'll do something. We'll do something for you. I don't know what it is. I don't know like what happened. I guess it was like 1700, and then it was like, hey, it's America's time. Now we gotta have like this new nation forming up over here. The crazy thing about that is like Peter the Great, right before you even have the creation of the United States. So it's just fascinating history. Another history marsh as well. You can watch a lot of on him. Let's see here. 1796. James S. McLean. Granted a U.S. patent for his improvements to the piano. Opening of Euston Station, Grand Hall at Euston Station in London in 1849. Americans capture Fort George in Canada in 1813. Battle of Hanover Courthouse, Virginia/Church, a Peak Station in 1862. 1863, your Civil War, Confederate gunboat, the CSA Chattahoochee. Steam boiler explosion kills 19 crew members on the Apalachicola River near Blountstown, Florida. In 1863, U.S. Civil War, siege of Port Hudson in Louisiana by U.S. Union forces begins, lasts 48 days, longest American military siege. In 1864, skirmish at Salem Church, Haw Shop in Virginia. Let's see here. 1873, Heinrich Schliemann discovers Priam's treasure, a cache of gold and other objects in Troy in Anatolia, and Hersalik in Anatolia in Troy. That's pretty cool. And Tsar Alexander III in 1883, Alexander III crowned Tsar of Russia in Moscow. Tornado hit St. Louis, killing 255, leaving 1,000 homeless in 1896. 1895, British inventor Bert Akers patents camera/projector. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Battle of Tsushima in 1905. Japanese fleet destroys the Russian East Sea Fleet in the Battle of Tsushima. The only decisive clash between modern steel battleships in history. Let's see here. That's pretty cool. Wilson supports League of Nations in 1916. President Woodrow Wilson addresses the League to enforce peace, founded in 1915, and gives public support to the idea of the League of Nations. Let's see here. First transatlantic flight ends an 11-day journey by U.S. Navy flying boat in 1919. 1918, the Battle of Azen. Third Battle of Azen. I don't know that word. Asni. German offensive overcomes British forces in World War I. Japanese military intervenes in China's Civil War in Shantung to protect Japanese residents there in 1927. Richard Drew invents masking tape in 1930. Made a lot of money, I bet, too. First full-scale wind tunnel of testing airplanes at Langley Field in Virginia in 1931. Austrian Communist Party banned in 1933. Let's see here. Walt Disney short film Three Little Pigs released. Academy Award Best Animated Film in 1934. That was in 1933. National Recovery Act in 1935. Supreme Court declares FDR's National Recovery Act unconstitutional. RMS Queen Mary leaves Southampton for New York on maiden voyage in 1936. Let's see here. Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco opens to pedestrians in 1937. That's pretty cool. The miracle at Dunkirk happened today in 1940. British and Allied forces began the evacuation of Dunkirk, Operation Dynamo, during World War II. World War II in the Le Paradis massacre. 97 soldiers from the Royal Norfolk Regiment unit are shot after surrendering to German troops. 1941, FDR declares state of emergency after a German U-boat sinks the American-flagged SS Robin Moore. In 1941, German battleship Bismarck sunk by British naval force. Heydrich assassination. 1942, attempted assassination of Nazi leader Reinhard Heydrich by a grenade thrown by Czech rebels in Prague during Operation Anthropoid. He dies a week later from an infection. Adolf Hitler orders 10,000 Czechs murdered in revenge. Leads in June to the annihilation of Lidice. 1942, Dorian Miller is awarded Navy Cross for deeds at Pearl Harbor. Dorian Miller. 1942, Italian army begins siege of French western of Fort Bir Hachem. 1943, French resistance under Jean Moulin meets secretly in Paris. 1944, Allies land at Biak, Indonesia, operate Horlicks. 1944, Japanese advance in Hangzhou, China. No exit. 1944, Jean-Paul Sartre, Extensionalists, plays Huey Clut No Exit, premieres in London or Paris. Sorry, I messed that up completely. I don't care. I don't know some of these at all. 1948, Arab League of Jordan forces blow up Hervat Rabbi Yehanda, a Hasid synagogue in Jerusalem after 2 days of threats. Should not say those. I should not try to pronounce any of those words because I have no chance of doing that. MLB Cleveland Indians start 12-17. Owner Bill Veeck arranges a second opening day. That was in 1949. Dalai Lama surrenders in 1951. Chinese Communist Force. Dalai Lama to surrender his army to Beijing. Let's see here. 1952, European Defense Community forms. 1956, French raid in Algiers. In 1956, Little Rock crisis happened today. In 1958, Ernest Green becomes first African American to graduate from Little Rock Central High School. Maiden flight of the F-4 Phantom II in 1958. A for effort. I know, right? I'm trying. I can't even say regular words correctly. So, first blacklight is sold in 1961. The long jump by Ralph Boston of U.S. sets long jump record of 27.5 feet. Jesus Christ, I couldn't even do that. Couldn't even jump 2 feet. 55th German F-104 Starfighter crashes in 1966. All right. George Halas retires. Remember him? Retires from coaching, finishing with 318 regular season wins and 6 NFL titles. That was in 1968. Jerry Lewis show finale in 1969. The Cannes Film Festival in 1971. 24th Cannes Film Festival to go between, directed by Joseph Losey, wins of the Grand Prix du Festival International du Film. Imagine in 1971, John Lennon records a song Imagine at his Ascot Sound home studio in Tittenhurst Park in England. Pirates Ken Brett no hits Padres until the 9th inning in 1974. Sex Pistols released God Save the Queen, sparking major controversy and leading to a ban of the song by the BBC in 1977. Event of interest, 1979, Pope John Paul II ordains John J. O'Connor as a bishop. Ronald Reagan was shot today in 1981. He wasn't shot today, but he was shot in 1981. on this day. John Hinckley Jr. attempts suicide by overdosing on Tylenol pain relief medication. Let's see here. Don't know any of that. Inaugural bands parade for President Reagan in 1985. Braves knuckleballer. Phil Niekro is third pitcher to make 700 start, joining Cy Young and Don Sutton. That was 1987 by New York Yankees knuckleballer. 1993, baseball player Dale Murphy ends his career after 398 home runs. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Should be in the Hall of Fame. The Flintstones in 1994. That was a really good movie. I liked that movie. With Rick Moranis as Barney, Rosie O'Donnell as Betty, and John Goodman as Fred. By the way, is also Righteous Gemstones. John Goodman. John Goodman is just one of my favorite actors. When we talk about, I'll talk about, a top 5. We're going to do that in a later podcast. We'll talk about a top 5 of actors for me. And he's definitely right there in top 5. About movies I've seen, shows I've seen, just so many just great movies and shows that he's been a part of, or he's just been a background actor in. It's like Danny McBride. It's like Adam Sandler. You know what I mean? Jim Carrey. All these really good actors to me that one have so much range that they don't have to be the main character. They can be funny in their own right being an extra, or they can just do a cameo and just be really good at it. And these are all these actors can do that. Let's see here. 1994, final broadcast of the TV show The Arsenio Hall Show. 1994, Larry King ends his radio show. You don't know how many times I had to listen to NPR and that shit all the time growing up as a kid. Because my grandparents would have that on the radio. And I would listen to that crap all the damn time. I swear. Let's see here. 1995, actor Christopher Reeve is paralyzed from the neck down after falling from his horse in a riding competition in Culpeper, Virginia. Let's see here. I wonder what he would have been. He would have been the dude if he hadn't have been paralyzed. I feel like he would have been he would have been the superhero guy. He would have been like Henry Cavill in every movie. You know what I mean? He would have been the bad guy in some, and he would have been 3 superhero movies. Madagascar in 2005 wasn't a bad movie. I liked Madagascar. Who cares about? That's actually, I like Pan's Labyrinth. 2006, Cannes Film Festival. Debuted at Cannes. Cannes, is it Cannes? Cannes Film Festival. Cannes, not Cannes. Cannes. Let's see here. Golden State Warriors won the NBA Western Conference in 2015. Was that the one where is that the year that they were amazing? Or was that when they began their run? 2021, Friends reunion screen 17 years after the TV sitcom series ends. You have no idea. Growing up, my mom and my stepdad watched every Friends episode ever. Had the shit recorded. Would watch every episode if it was on TV right now. It would just be one of those things. I swear, that and Big Brother. The show Big Brother. My parents would go on the internet and find people talk Reddit pages basically, or forums talking about what's gonna happen next on who's gonna get kicked out of Big Brother, or what's gonna happen next on Friends. They'd already know. A lot of stuff on Big Brother they would already know. It was ridiculous. But that's like special core memory in my head was always watching them get all giddied for Friends. And I never understood the love for Friends. Is Friends really that great of a show? Was it that great of a show? It was funny. But you take all of those people away and they're not funny. Really, the only one that was a decent, I will say is a decent actor. I mean, actress, actor, whatever you want to call him, since it's 2025, is Jennifer Aniston. Because, like, the rest of them, like, they had, like, sitcoms or they had cameos or they got in movies and stuff like that, did their own route or whatever. But, like, I mean, really, the only one that's a really good actress or actor is Jennifer Aniston. All the other ones have been in, like, low-budget movies or really bad sitcoms that don't go more than a season. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. Like, I never understood. I guess that's like my funny is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I can see why people don't find It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that kind of comedy funny. But they pull a lot of like sitcom type things in their funny, and I guess that's what like I like Seinfeld, and I guess there's people out there that don't like Seinfeld. It's like Friends. Like it's like The Big Bang Theory. I don't like The Big Bang Theory, but there's people out there that like The Big Bang Theory. It's like Friends. I wasn't a big Friends person, but it's like I could sit here and like you put Home Improvement, any other older show, something like that on TV, I'm gonna watch it. Friends, if it's on TV, I'm not gonna watch it. I just scroll through and boom, it's on, I'm not gonna sit there and watch it. It's not one of those types of shows. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's on TV, I'm gonna watch it. Until it goes to a commercial, then I'm gonna find something else. Let's liven it up a little bit. Let's see here. Rwanda genocide in 2021. French President Emmanuel Macron recognizes French role in the 1994 Rwandan genocide after a meeting with Rwandan President Paul Kagame in Kigali, Rwanda. Let's see here. Top Gun Maverick in 2022. Top Gun Maverick, the sequel starring Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, and Jennifer Connelly, is released 36 years after the original film. Let's see here. Let's go to birthdays. Ibn Khaldun. I think you can. He was born in 1332, 1406. Cornelius Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilts. He was born in 1794. He died in 1877. Wild Bill Hickok. He was born in 1837. American cowboy and scout. Born in Troy Grove, Illinois. He died in 1876. Let's see here. Might be a pretty quick birthday one. Rachel Carson's in 1907. She's an American marine biologist, conservationist, and author. Silent Spring. Born in Springdale, Pennsylvania. She died in 1964. Hubert Humphrey in 1911. He was born in 1978. He died. American politician, 38th Vice President of the United States. He was born in Wallace, South Dakota. Sam Snead, American golfer. He died in 2002. He was born in 1912. Christopher Lee, he was born today in 1922. Died in 2015. English actor, Dracula, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, born in London. Henry Kissinger, he died a couple years ago in 2023. He was born in 1923. German-American diplomat, U.S. Secretary of State in 1973-77. Won a Nobel Peace Prize. He was born in Fürth, Bavaria, Germany. Let's see here. See if I can see any other ones that I knew. I don't know any of these other ones. Give me one that has a picture. Pat Cash, 60th birthday, Australian tennis player. You know him, 1965. Joseph Fiennes, English actor. Oh, yeah, that's the Enemy at the Gates guy. Shakespeare in Love, born in Salisbury, Wiltshire in 1970. He's the dude that gets shot in the face at the end. Lisa Lopes, American singer, TLC, born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1971, 2002. Ben Feldman, it's his 45th birthday, 1980 American actor, The Perfect Man Superstore, born in Potomac, Maryland. Jada Kiss, Jason Phelps, American rapper. He was born in 1975. Lily Rose Depp, 26th birthday, American actress, born the dancer and model, born in Neuilly-sur-Seine, France in 1999. And we're good. All right. So thank you so much for being a part of the Total Chat Sports Podcast. It's been number 95 on the list. Go tell your friends. Go tell everybody to hit me up on the YouTubes, the Twitch, the YouTubes, the Twitch, the TikToks, the Instagram, Straight Flexin', all the places at their social media sites. You can find us at Coach Grizzle, at Coach Grizzle TV, at Gwathney Chad. Make sure you help your local Greater Humane Society as well. Any kind of donations that go to this podcast will also be donated to our local Greater Humane Society here in town. So help the dogs, help the cats, get their shots, get spayed and neutered, help with fostering, all that types of stuff. It really does make a difference. You are doing a whole lot, and I will continue to help my family do great things. As they built a puppy den, like a puppy shelter in my sister's old room. And they're doing great things with, abandoned puppies or abandoned dogs or mamas that were abandoned and have puppies, or someone that, needs someone to foster them so they have their puppies. They do a great job. So it's be able to help them do that. And like I said, dog night tomorrow at the Trash Pandas. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to be able to take the doggo with me. So it should be a lot of fun. Going to be able to do that. Going to do another podcast here. We're off on Fridays at the job. So we didn't talk about that. We're doing summer school this year. Summer school. Oh, my God. There are no kids this week. So I don't know why I'm even there in the first place. Making money, though. And getting ready for the week. And I'm going to be working all of this month, or June. I'm going to be working all of June. I'll be off July. So we're going to try to do a couple more podcasts throughout the week, but also do a lot of traveling, too. So check it out. We'll try to post on social media. Check me out there on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and we'll show you out there. Maybe do some videos of wherever we go to on YouTube, go live and stuff like that, and show you where I'm at. So should be a lot of fun. But thank you again. Thank you so much, everybody. Head of Steel, Rick Shade, everybody that's a part of the crew, everybody that's a part of the chat, that's part of the podcast throughout the entire podcast. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Wouldn't be here without you, watching a little bit, pushing it down and just listening to it, doing whichever you're doing, and giving me a view, giving me a like, giving me a subscribe, all those types of things. So thank you again. Y'all have a good rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.
I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
he is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tiffin has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.